Shalom, first and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Barakatham, peace and blessings, salutations as always to sincere Akim, Wahakwat out there listening and learning, keeping the faith and diligence of our Lord Yahushai, occupying the prophecies and faith until all is fulfilled and Lord will. We are redeemed. So, back in the spirit with another lesson. And I was checking out this video by Afro Judy. She puts out a lot of good content. If only thing with her is like her accent is kind of hard to understand at times, but if you can make it out, or you can get the gist of what she's saying, then it's some pretty good, informative videos that she reacts to, from different social media platforms about different topics. This one in particular, the title is "White People Are Enraged After Learning That Black People Are God's Chosen People." And when we teach about, black and white, we say so-called, because there's no such thing as a white person, just the same as there's no such thing as a black person. You ain't got people walking around the color of a black t-shirt. You ain't got people walking around the color of a white poster board sign. These are just social constructs that were created by the devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to cause confusion and ultimately to fit into his, pseudoscience narrative. Okay, but we understand at the end of the day that who we would call so-called white people today, they are the nation of Edom, okay, according to the Bible. All right, so-called black people and Negroes, they would be the true biblical Israelites, okay, according to the Bible, okay, mainly the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, okay. So this is where we at, man, and this shows you right here that we at the end, that these devils, they at the end of the road, and that we got next, all right, that we about to rule, man, very, very soon. And this should be encouraging you sincere brothers and sisters out there to stay on the course, to not get lazy, that lackadaisical, start losing faith and doubting. Like, yo, we here, man. Like we man. And I truly believe if we knew how close that we were, it'd probably bug you out. Like if you really knew how much time we have left in this place, it'd really bug you out, man. So so it's really a good thing that the Lord did not disclose to us, when the exact day and hour is, But yeah, man. But when you peep the comments, check it out. It says, yeah, man. Look, yo, people on the comments posting scriptures. Okay, you got this dude right here, Yisrael. All right, so he one of them Yah Israelites, but he put Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And that's referring to the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's chosen people, man. Okay, the true Israelites of the Bible. Okay, another dude, he put 2nd Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, for Jacob is the beginning of it. For Jacob is the beginning of that which follows. And we gotta continuously put this out there, man, because this great awakening that's been happening, all right, over the years, man, starting with the elders and apostles, man, okay, mainly of GMS and the true affiliate brothers camps on down, to preach the same likewise doctrine, man. People, this doctrine has shaken up the whole world to now where people, even Christians now they starting to open up the Bible. Now Christians are starting to go into the Greek and the Hebrew, and they start to get into definition of words and everything like that. Now they start to get into the history and get into the background. But who who put that spark into their mind to have them go into depth in the scriptures, man? Because we all know, all right, coming out the church, we was not taught to go into words. We was not taught the history of the Bible. We were not taught that we were the true Israelites. You know what I'm saying? we were taught the Bible from the slave master perspective, and that's how we learned it. You know, and that's really why when you was in the church, you ain't really gravitate towards the Bible like that. Like, there was really nothing for you to really identify with, man, because the scriptures were not being taught the right way. All right, but the Lord has set up prophets in these last days who are after his own heart, who he has set up to bring forth the true gospel, okay? The true good news, man, which is that salvation is only for the Israelites and that we have the kingdom coming to us, okay? Which is why we need to repent, come out of this world, and come back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai while the doors of grace and mercy are still open, that, you know, Lord willing, you know, we can be of that elect number that is going to be saved from the coming calamities, man. Okay, this is what the good news is all about. Okay, repentance and ultimately salvation and the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Because look, we're not looking towards this world, man. You know what I'm saying? We see that this world is done. We're looking for our kingdom to come. We don't have a continuing city here as it is written. All right. And matter of fact, since I quoted it, let me bring that out in Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right. Because this gospel has gone throughout the four corners of the earth, man. And this is why you see that things are rapidly speeding up. Okay, this is Matthew 24. And let's start at verse 11. Matthew 24 and 11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. It's a whole lot of false prophets out here. Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You know, that's another thing to let you know that we're very close. You know what I'm saying? That we're in these days, is that there's the love of many is waxing cold out here, man. All right, you're seeing a lot more brutal murders happen. All right, a lot more gruesome judgments. Okay, straight out of horror movies, man. Like, these things are becoming a normal phenomenon, and that's because the Lord, he's turning up the judgment in the earth because the days are evil. All right, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And that's a cut. All right, to them, false, anti-Messiah, anti-Hamashiach Christians out there talking about some, JC is coming back this month in September, which that's bugged out, man, because the scriptures clearly tell you that no man knoweth the day nor the hour. Okay, not even Yahweh Shah himself knows the day or the hour, man. You know what I'm saying? Only the Heavenly Father knows. All right, so that's a false doctrine right there. That's cut. And it's the point here in 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. See, so the prophets are on the scene, okay, relaying the message, okay, telling you that, yo, you Edomites, you so-called white people, y'all going to slavery, because as it is written, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. Okay, that's written. All right, when you read the book of Obadiah, it outlines the judgment of Edom. All right, so you so-called white people, I know that y'all got comfortable and you thought that, you know what I'm saying, you had it sold down, you had your kingdom set up and everything was tight and right, but nah, man. All right, the Most High is breaking you devils down on a systematic level to now where you know what I'm saying, y'all all over the place, y'all bugged out, y'all are divided, you know what I'm saying, like y'all, you Edomites getting ready to go to civil war, okay? And Yahweh Shah said that, hey, if a kingdom, if Satan be divided against Satan, how can his kingdom stand? And these Edomites, they're divided on all levels, man. Okay? So these race wars that's about to pop off, these civil wars between red and blue and, racists and those that want to, cleave the jig. Listen, man, these things are about to get brutal out here very soon. Okay? Because you feel the spirit out here, like the spirit is very tense, man. All right, it's like you in a pressure cooker. It's like once you take that top off, all that pressure is released, and that's what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? The Lord about to blow the top off this pressure cooker. Okay, and hey, chaos and mayhem, anarchy is gonna ensue from that. All right, but this gospel is being preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that goes to show you that the true gospel was not Christianity, because Christianity been around the earth for hundreds of years, man, and everything was continuing on. Esau, the so-called white man, like his grip on rule was firm when Christianity was at the forefront. But when the Hebrew Israelites came on the scene, that's when things started to shift. Now the world is completely turned upside down. Okay? Because this true gospel is now being preached in the four corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers all over the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Any country that you can name, I'm sure you got brothers there. Okay, even in the remote parts. You know what I mean? So this gospel is being preached all throughout the earth, man. And furthermore, through the unicorn of the internet, this gospel has gone worldwide. You see, and this is why you can go to videos like, you know, the one on Afro Judy, and you know, you see people posting scriptures, man, because the word has gone out. So now the end is going to come. Now we closer to the end than ever before. You see? So we can go back, all right, to the video. You know, yeah, somebody else said the white Jesus, okay, which that white Jesus image, that's not the Messiah, man. Okay, that's a homosexual by the name of Cesare Borgia, okay? And he was a homosexual, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much it was one of the popes. The name is escaping me right now, but he was a pope's son, and he pretty much set that image up. And Michelangelo was commissioned to do that painting and everything like that because they were lovers and all. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the history of it, it's pretty wild, man. You know what I'm saying? But that was the image that was, you know, force-fed, all right, to all nations around the earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of that so-called white supremacy, Edomite supremacy, to where these devils put themselves up as the Most High, okay? And they're going to be judged for that too, man, because that's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. And it tells you in Maccabees that the heathen would lay open the book of the law and seek to paint the likeness of their own images, which the only nation guilty of that is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, they made God white, they made Yahweh Shah white. You know what I'm saying? They made the angels white, all the patriarchs of the Bible white. You know what I'm saying? Which that's a great blasphemy, man. So they're gonna have to pay for all that. You see? Amos 3:2. Yo, man, they lighten up the comment board with these scriptures. And look, this shows you that the truth is out there, man. Okay? This shows you that the truth is truly gone worldwide. So, hey, the end is going to come very, very soon. All we waiting on is the MOTB, that microchip, and World War III is already on and popping pretty much, man. So it's only a matter of time before it goes nuclear. But we're at the end, all right? Amos 3:2, we can get this, then we'll play the video. You have I known of all families of the earth. Here, okay, yeah, she ain't even supposed to be teaching, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much Amos 3:2 says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, and the Lord has not dealt so with any other nation. Okay, so the Lord has only dealt with Israel, man. He don't know these heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord never gave Esau his laws, statutes, and commandments. He never gave it to Moab. He never gave it to Ishmael. He never gave it to Ham. He never gave it to Ammon. Okay? He never gave it to Elam, man. He only dealt with the Israelites. Salvation is only for the Israelites. The Lord came back to redeem his people. Okay? You're not going to find nowhere in the scriptures to where the Lord said that he would come, or any prophet prophesied that Yahweh Shah would come to deliver the heathen, or come to deliver all nations. You're not going to find that. Okay, but you will find that the Israelites are slated for salvation. You will find that. Okay? So, yeah. So these Edomites are enraged. They're upset, and they're mad. Okay? And a lot of these Edomites know, because they've heard the gospel being preached, you know. A lot of them know, man. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check this out, grab some more precepts, and close out. And Lord will, this lesson is edifying.
So I was raised that black people were God's favorite and they were the superior race. And it was interesting to be raised with that mentality, because I think it's different than a lot of how other white people were raised. And I do believe that if more people were raised this way, the world would be a little bit better of a place, and maybe we can get along a little bit nicer together. Obviously, there's pros and cons to everything, so I would love to discuss the pros and cons of what it was like to be raised with this mentality, as well as what you think about it and what you think we should do going forward to raise the next generation of children who are carrying the future for us. So how this mentality came about, I was really quizzical and curious as a child and very outspoken. It's interesting to look back now that we're in this ginger talk right now. I'm kind of reliving a few of the silly little traumas that we face as gingers, and I noticed that I was more outspoken between the ages of 0 and 8. And once I started getting really made fun of as a ginger, I kind of lost my voice, and I wasn't as brave or outspoken, and I was shy and timid. So it's kind of interesting to have that realization now, so many years later. Anyway, back to the important topic here. The way that this mentality was brought on to me was, as I said, I was very outspoken, and I was quizzical and curious as a child. So before the age of 6, I asked my mom.
Check out in no time.
And I'm gonna kind of skip past her because she ain't getting to the point, man. I kind of wanna. All right, start right here.
Than other people because we have the spiritual connection, or because we are awakening and other people aren't. We're all from the same place. We're all the same source. And yes, maybe some of us in this lifetime have chosen to wake up and then lead other people and help them awaken as well. But we're all the same. So it's not like we're chosen. We have specific assignments and we're going forth. And it doesn't.
And she's speaking from a carnal perspective, man. All right. And these Edomites, they can't understand nothing spiritual because the spirit ain't dealing with them. The Lord ain't dealing with them in the spirit, man. So of course they gonna get online and feel some type of way and come out, because she said what? I'm really annoyed by people calling themselves chosen ones. We're all the same, just on different missions. And that's a damn lie, man. Okay? Because the Lord does have a chosen people. Okay, according to the scriptures, man. All right, and that's the Israelites. Okay, when you read in Revelation, it talks about the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and it's 12 gates. You know what I'm saying? With the names of the 12 tribes of Israel that's on the gates. So where are the? Okay, if we're all the same, right? And if God just loves all the nations, they'll be quick to pull John 3:16. You know what I'm saying? But they won't read John 3:14. Okay. When it speaks about how Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, you know what I'm saying? You got to go to, I believe that's in Numbers. That's in Numbers 19, where it speaks about how Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, you know what I'm saying? Because, the Lord basically brought judgment upon the children of Israel, after the Exodus. And, the Lord sent, serpents to, bite and afflict the children of Israel, man, because they was going off, you know what I'm saying? And the Lord had Moses make I believe it was a brass serpent or something like that. Yeah, I gotta get back into that, but that was only for the children of Israel. Okay, that was not for the Egyptians, because we also had Egyptians among us upon our exodus out of Egypt. But that was only, you know what I'm saying, that rod of salvation was only lifted up for the children of Israel to be healed, man. It wasn't for the other nations. So when these Edomites come out and they talk about basically speaking from their wicked ass heart, talking about, oh, we're all the same, nobody's chosen, and that's really the hate within these Edomites, man, because they won't accept the fact that we are the children of the Most High. Okay, they're not going to acknowledge that because it's not in them, even though they know it in their spirit. These Edomites know who we are, man. Okay, they can just look at us, and even in our lowest state, they can see the excellence that comes off Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? We just built different. You know what I'm saying? We just built different, man. And these Edomites are salty as hell because they getting outed, you know what I'm saying? They getting called out. Their wicked ass history is being, put to the forefront now. So now what they're doing is now they're basically trying to make Jake the reason why everything is going wrong with the world. Okay, which in a sense, they are right. Because this world is being broken down for our sakes. You know what I'm saying? This world is being destroyed for the controversy of Israel. So in a sense, they are right to try and blame Jake, but it's like a false accusation at the same time, because their own elites are responsible for breaking this world down, man. Not the average Israelite. But anyway, let's continue.
Like, saying that you're chosen makes it seem like you're better than everybody else. And like, that's exactly why I never connected to organized religion, because we had to give all of our power to a priest or whatever that had a deeper connection with source, that knew all the answers, and we couldn't talk to God ourselves because it had to go through the priest first. Like, no, everyone's the same, everyone has the same ability, everyone has the same powers. Why do people have to be chosen?
What's up, lovelies? Welcome back to another episode. I hope you are doing great and amazing wherever you are watching this video from. So, in today's episode,
the imposters that are pretending to be the true leaders of the planet have fucked everything up. They have destroyed everything that makes the world beautiful, that makes the world harmonious. They have sowed seed of division. They have implemented systems like...
Yeah, so in the interest of time, because this is a long compilation of videos and stuff like that. So you can see the page here. You can check this video out on your own time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get some presets, man, because I gotta start winding down for the night. Let's go to Psalm 112, okay? Because these Edomites, these devils, man, they're seeing their destruction, and they know that their end is near. Okay, just like that compilation video I just put up, man. All them Edomites, and that was only a few, but there was way more. Okay, there was way more videos out there of Edomites basically crashing out, basically saying how they can't sleep at night, that they don't want to work no more, that they don't want to live no more. You know what I'm saying? That what's going on with white people and the shame that's on them is too much to bear. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them is just crashing out, like they don't know what to do. They're confused and they're afraid, man. And it tells you in the book of Luke, the 21st chapter, that what men's hearts shall fail them for fear, seeing the things coming on the earth, all these events, all these psyops, all these wars brewing, famines coming, pestilence, all these things are all happening at the same time, man. So if you're not grounded in the scriptures, if you're not grounded in Yahweh Bashmil Shai, then you're going to be confused. You're not going to understand what's going on. And that's why we're in such a blessed position to have the truth, you know what I'm saying, to have the spirit working with us, man, because it gives us comfort in these days to know what's going on, because now we know how to apply ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Now we know how to walk in the spirit and trust in the Lord, man. While these people, they out here trusting in carnality, you know what I'm saying? They out here trusting in what they can see. All right, we have a hope above this world, man, things that we can't see, but yet we believe, man. And that's the strength of our faith. So this is Psalms 112. And yeah, we'll get verse 10. It says, the wicked shall see it and be grieved. And right now, the wicked, okay, which are the Edomites, all right, so-called white people, man, they're seeing their demise. Okay, they're watching their world turn to ruin. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not finding joy in the things that they used to find joy in. They're not taking pleasure in the things that they used to take pleasure in. They're losing everything, and it's all from on high. It's all judgment from Yahweh Bashmel Shai. It says, he shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. Call Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai, man, because these devils, again, they're on the way out. Okay, they thought that they was going to rule forever, that they was, you know what I'm saying, somehow going to figure out the formula. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that all empires fall. You know what I'm saying? These Edomites know that all empires fall, but they thought they was going to be different because now they was going to learn from all the past empires, and they was going to do it different, and they was going to fix the mistakes. But nah, man. See, and that shows you that they not in control. These nations are not in control, man. It's Yahweh Bashmel Shai that's in control, and they've been set up to fulfill his will. Okay, this is why you see so much division in the house of Esau, man. Okay, you got NATO about to separate from America. NATO is about to break up. Everybody about to come against the small hats. You see, and that's all biblical prophecy, man. Read Revelation 17 and 16 on down. Okay, it tells you about how the beast is gonna hate the whore. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're gonna have war drafts coming in soon, to where all the young men in Babylon is gonna be drafted into war. The women not gonna have no bridegrooms. It's gonna be famines in the streets. Listen, man, this is the scenario that's about to occur. on the earth, especially in Babylon the Great. It's about to be worse than any apocalyptic movie that you ever seen, okay? Because even what they show you in those movies, that's only a glimpse into how crucial that it's going to be in those times, because they can't show certain things in the theaters. You see what I'm saying? Like they can't just go all out and just show all the gore and, you know what I'm saying, all the crazy shit that people going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to keep it to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? But what you're going to be seeing out here in real time very soon, it's going to make a lot of people give up the ghost, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make a lot of people be in fear. The scriptures tell you that men shall be afraid. All right? So how much more women, which is the weaker vessel? You know what I'm saying? Fear is going to overtake people, man, like you've never seen before. That's why it says the wicked shall see it and be grieved. Okay, these Edomites are grieved in their spirit, man, because they see that Jake is coming up and they coming down. They got a negative birth rate. They losing their jobs. They losing their benefits, losing their farms. See, losing their 401k, their benefits. Everything is going away, man. And again, it's all judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? And this is judgment on them because they have had what? You go to Ezekiel 35. They have had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, man. And they have forwarded the affliction, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So we was given into their hand for a time to serve our punishment because we went off against Yahweh Bashim Shai. But these Edomites, because of their perpetual hatred, they took it too far. You know what I'm saying? They was doing shit that they weren't supposed to be doing. Okay, separating families, buck breaking men, you know what I'm saying, raping the women, you know what I'm saying, just basically being demons, man. All right, and this is why the Lord is going to judge them. Ezekiel 35. I mean, you know what? Let's start at the top. With Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Okay, and Mount Seir is basically synonymous with the rulership of Esau Edom. Okay, when you go into Mount Seir was the original dwelling place where the Edomites dwelt. Okay, today it's known as Petra. All right, if you Google Petra, that's biblical Mount Seir. Okay, so the Lord has commanded us to set our face against Mount Seir, set our face against the rulership of Esau Edom, the government of Esau Edom, and prophesy against it. All right, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. See, so the Lord is not for you Edomites, man. The Lord say he is against you. All right, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, okay, which means ongoing. Okay, these Edomites, since the very beginning, going back to the garden, okay, the Lord said that he will put enmity between the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman. Okay, and these Edomites, they are the seed of the serpent, man. They are the serpent seed. Okay, and the Israelites, we are the seed of the woman. All right, so there's always been hatred. There's always been contention between our lineage and their lineage. Okay, because we're polar opposites, man. You know what I'm saying? We are mortal enemies. Okay, but because they've had that perpetual, ongoing, non-stop hatred for the children of Israel, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. See? So the Lord is going to put an utter destruction to these Edomites, man. And when you read Obadiah 1:18, it tells you that there shall be none remaining of the house of Esau. So after they served 8,000 years of hardcore slavery, they're not going to exist no more. The Lord going to do away with them as a nation. Okay? That's going to be their judgment. And why is it going to happen? Because they have shed the blood of the children of Israel, man. Okay? So all of what's happening on this earth now is all to redeem the Lord's elect, man, and to put down the wicked, to put down the heathen. Okay? We go to Psalms Psalm 37, right? Psalm 37, and we'll get verse 9. It says, "For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be." All right, so as I referenced Obadiah 1 and 18, all right, for yet in a little while, the wicked shall not be, meaning that there's going to be no place found for them, man. Okay, that after they serve their captivity, it's going to be no more Edomites on the earth, all right? And the earth is going to be at peace, man, because the only, you know what I'm saying, like the reason why the earth is so messed up is because you have the wicked ruling. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 29 and 2 tell you what? When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. The fact that everybody's mourning right now, all the creation is mourning, that's a direct result of the wicked bearing rule. So when you take the wicked out of rule, all right, that's when all the creation is going to rejoice, man. That's when everything is going to be put back in its proper order. You see? So, you know, these times are coming very soon, man, to where these Edomites are going to be put down, and rightfully so. All right? Let's go to Exodus. Go to Exodus 34. Okay? Because the Lord is going to visit the iniquity of these Edomites, contrary to what they may believe. Okay? Because look, these Edomites can believe that God loves them and that God loves everybody and that they're special and this and that. But you're going to find out real soon that the Lord don't love you goddamn Edomites, man. Okay? Because the scriptures tell you that they are the people of the Lord's curse to judgment. All right? This is Exodus 34, and let's start at 6. "And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord, Yahweh, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty." All right, and these Edomites are guilty, man. Okay, they're guilty of crimes against humanity. You know what I'm saying? They're guilty first and foremost against they're guilty of crimes against the Lord's people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the true biblical Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And overall, you know what I'm saying, they're guilty of crimes against the Lord's creation, man. So you know what I'm saying, this is why they have the ultimate judgment slated for them that is written. Okay, it says that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation. And you have to understand, right, that we as a nation, okay, went into captivity. Why? Because our forefathers went off, man. Okay, and they went off from serving the Lord, went off, you know, into worshiping these other idols and going into these other gods, and you know what I'm saying, basically forsaking the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, our whole nation had to be in exile and go into slavery, man. Okay, now was every single Israelite wicked? You know what I'm saying? Like did every single Israelite stray from the way? No. But even the ones that didn't have to go into captivity as well, because you see, the Lord, he judges nations of people. Okay, the Lord judges individuals of people, yes, but as a whole, when the Lord does judgment, he judges nations of people, man. Okay, so the judgment slated for the nation of Edom is slavery and ultimately eradication, man. That's their judgment. Okay, so you Edomites that love to say, oh, well, I didn't own slaves and, you know, my family was this and that. It really don't matter, man. You see, it don't matter, because even though you may not have owned slaves, you benefit off of the system that was built upon slavery, man. Okay, because these you know, Edomites, you know, they don't really have to you know, deal with, you know, the things. Turn this on real quick. You know, they don't really have to deal with, you know, the things that we go through as a people, because they've been set up, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been set up by their own people, you see? And you know, they pretty much reap the benefits of slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much reap the benefits of slavery, and then they want to turn around and say that, oh, we've done nothing wrong. But nah, man, the Lord sees that, you know, first and foremost, the Lord knows your heart. Okay, the Lord knows the hatred that's in your heart for the Israelites, and furthermore, you benefit off of the system, man. All right, and you didn't rise up against the system. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never put your life on the line to stand up for Jake. So therefore, you're, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna catch the judgment that's slated for the rest of your people. You know what I'm saying? Because all of y'all are Edomites. All of y'all got judgment coming. See? And we can get Isaiah 14, right? Prepare slaughter for his children. 'Cause that's what's coming. Okay? It's like it. Isaiah 14 and Isaiah 14 and 21, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bitter in pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. You see, so the Lord say to prepare slaughter for his children. Who that's talking about? It's talking about the Edomites, man. Okay? For the iniquities of their fathers. So all the wicked shit that y'all done did to Jake, man, is, hey, look, it's coming right back unto you. Okay? And the Lord said that he would put the curses that were on us upon our enemies, and now you're starting to see that. Now you're starting to see that, you know, these Edomites are starting to catch hell at an unprecedented level. Okay, now they're being reduced even worse than your average Israelite, man. Okay, like you got your average Israelite out here doing better than Esau. Okay, so the Lord is indeed flipping these curses on our enemies, and it's a beautiful thing to see. You know, but yeah, man, you know, the Lord is definitely you know, preparing that slaughter for these Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And look, the whole thing about it is that this word shows you how powerful that the word is, because we don't have to pick up guns and go to war with these damn devils, man. All we gotta do is preach the word, and that's enough to break his whole system down. You see what I'm saying? Because as it says in 2 Corinthians, man, that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Man, since I mentioned it, let's just get it. 2 Corinthians chapter 10. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse we'll start at 3. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. Yeah, and this word is destroying all these strongholds out here, man. Okay, destroying Christianity, destroying Islam, destroying Esau's pseudoscience, his scientific racism, his false stats and everything like that, his false propaganda. This word is breaking all that down, man, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, man, we're able to bring the truth forth. And we're in a time now where the Lord is pouring out his spirit upon all flesh. So you have many witnesses out here that are prophesying, bringing forth the truth, man. Okay, because you got the prophets, and then you got even worldly individuals as well that are out here, you know, like truthers and you know what I'm saying, whistleblowers and what have you, that are coming out and pretty much backing up what we saying, backing up what the scriptures say, man. Okay, so there's no way that you can deny the truth of Yahweh Bashim Shai, what the Hebrew Israelites are bringing out in this time, man. It is what it is, you know. And every day that goes by, the manifestation of the end of this kingdom becomes more and more profound. Okay, and this is why you have men on the scene that are here to break it down to you. All right, and this is what we do, man. We take world events and we plug it in to the scriptures and show you, look, the scripture said this and it's happening. Okay, so again, that's a faith booster, you know what I'm saying, for you sincere brothers and sisters out there, man, to continue and stay on the course, because knowing what time we in, knowing that these Edomites are going down, knowing that these heathen are taking a major L, you know what I'm saying, that should, you know what I'm saying, light a fire in your spirit even more, man, to, you know what I'm saying, really want to, you know what I'm saying, stay on the straight and narrow path that leads to salvation, to come out of this world, man. Because this world is dead. You can't even say it's dying. This world is dead. Okay? And very soon, you know, that's going to be manifest before anyone. But we can see it now through the spirit that this place is going down. All right? And that's why you got heathens, you know what I'm saying, going on social media and pretty much complaining about how their elites are, screwing them over, and how they done put all this time into their career and all this and that, and now it's all going down the drain. Yeah, because the scriptures tell you, what's that, Isaiah 24th chapter, you know what I'm saying, that the mirth of the land is gone. Okay, the Jeremiah 51, we would have healed Babylon, but she cannot be healed. This place is done. This world is done, period, man. All right? So like that video, the Afro Judy, you know what I'm saying, white people are mad, Edomites are mad that, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the chosen people of Yahweh Bashmil Shai. They're upset about that, man. But guess what? There's nothing that they can do, because the decree is already gone forth. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has already put his judgment out there, and it's going to be accomplished. All right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out, Lord willing. It's less with edifying through the Rakah Kadash. Call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect. Kum Yashala. Wa Bible Shalom.